Jonny Strongbow 4, The Call of Titan. Chapter 1. The Message. Jonny held his new daughter with Amber looking on. "You're going to spoil Sitali," she said, chuckling. "Only if I can't help it," he chuckled, making faces at the baby. "It's nice we have this time together after all those roller coaster rides through time and space. I thought it was never going to end. I drew you into a topsy-turvy world that goes beyond imagination. I assure you, if I had the least bit of control, things would be different. The material world is just as crazy, Jonny. You taught me that the human race creates its own enigmas and controversies. The spiritual world makes a lot more sense. People do so much to hide their discrepancies that the truth is frightening to them. The spirits force us to realize that there's more than what's in front of us." Jonny kissed her. "You're the one." "I think Sitlali will keep us occupied," she said. Jonny's communicator beeped. "Yes, Fred." "You're not going to believe this." Fred Newman's voice came through the speaker. Jonny's expression was blank, and he shifted his face toward Amber. She reflected the same expression. He handed the baby to her and continued the conversation. "Okay," Jonny said after a short pause. "Thanks for the warning. What's crackling in paradise?" "We received a strange message from the Titan research station. We can only make out some of it. The signal is broken and crackling." "I'll be right there." He turned to Amber. "Stay here with the baby. Knowing Fred, this is more than radio interference." She returned a nod with a worried look on her face. Jonny found Fred in front of a monitor with fuzzy broken images, and the sound quality was no better. Fred was visibly frustrated. "Thanks, Jonny. I've been viewing this recorded transmission from Titan since yesterday. We know this woman. She left for Titan the same week you and Amber left for Alpha Centaurus, and she's been there all this time." "Yes, I recognize her. This is Linnea Rice. She worked as a geologist on Mars for several years before signing on to the Jeffrey Michaels expedition on Titan. She doesn't look well. What's happening up there?" "I don't know, Jonny. The transmission was so garbled we couldn't make out most of it. It is a distress call for certain, though she is speaking clearly while under duress. The sentences are broken, difficult to discern. It is quite disturbing." "Okay, take it to the beginning and let me view it." Fred keyed the recording to the opening of the message. "Get ready," he said. "This transmission has left me queasy. I didn't sleep well and my appetite is gone." The transmission showed the woman struggling with the equipment before speaking. "This is Linnea Rice," she began. "The antennae have been sabotaged. We need help. There's not much time or food. Sensors have malfunctioned. We're going off of the control. Jeffrey Michaels is keeping personnel prisoners. He..." The recording played for another minute, with the transmission becoming more garbled. "I understand why you find this disconcerting," Jonny said. "It is disturbing. She mentioned Jeffrey Michaels. It sounded like he was keeping prisoners, but I couldn't make out enough of it to be sure. In the beginning, she talked about the transmission antennae being sabotaged," Fred pointed out. "This would explain the poor transmission." "I heard it," Jonny said. "It doesn't make sense. Why would anyone purposely damage communications, especially with food synthesizers malfunctioning?" "I contacted Earth Central," Fred continued. "They received the same transmission, and they are as baffled as we are. They are sending a ship from Earth to pick up rescue crews from Mars. You probably won't be surprised to know that they specifically requested that you come along with an assigned crew." "Yes, just when I was recovering from my last mission." Jonny explains to Amber that he is going to put a crew together and go to Titan to sort out the problem. "Earth Central knows that you have a talent for sorting out bizarre circumstances and bring them to a level plane," Amber said. "The most difficult thing for me is the realization that you'll be doing it without me. I hope you're back soon enough for Sitlali's sake." Jonny hugs her. "You will both be on my mind until I get back." Jonny is in his office explaining to Cindy and Renzo the details of the mission. It appears that, as with most of our assignments, we won't know what we're dealing with until we're halfway through it, Renzo said. It's even worse than all that, Jonny responded. I haven't even consulted the spirits yet. So far, we're only dealing with Earth Central. The bright side is, Cindy began, we'll get to see Saturn up close. I've had an itch to go since the research facility was built. That settles it, Renzo said. If Cindy is going, I'll need to go and keep an eye on her. She slapped his shoulder with the back of her hand. You know I only let you come along because I like your cooking. Okay, kids, run along and get ready for the trip. The Titanic will be here tomorrow. I want you to be ready. Jonny sat at his desk going over his notes for a few minutes. He looks up and is a little startled at the appearance of Martha Wax standing in front of his desk. You startled me, Martha, he said. I thought I was alone. How may I help you? No. How may I help you? I heard that you got a message from Titan, and the message was from Linnea Rice. It is vague, but everyone is certain it is a distress call. I can't give you more details than you already have. Are you interested in coming along? There is only the slightest chance of spelunking and or rock climbing. My interests are personal. Linnea and I were classmates. We were close friends. We've had correspondence up until 2 weeks ago when her messages stopped completely. I thought it was due to her work. Now I'm not so sure. Reasonable, Jonny said. Get registered right away and get things ready. The Titanic's propulsion system will get it to Mars by tomorrow. The trip from Mars to Saturn will take 8 days. Take enough essentials with you to last a few weeks. Thank you, Jonny, she said. I knew I could count on you. Jonny continued scrolling through his files. It must have been half an hour when he heard a hush sound. He looks up to see Trina in front of his desk. Jonny stood up. Trina, he said in an elevated tone. I wasn't expecting to see you. Jonny, she said in a calm manner. You know that when you need me, I can feel it all the way over in Alpha Centaurus. It never occurred to me, yet at the same time, I have no reason to be surprised. Let's go together to get you registered for the expedition. As long as you're here, you may as well visit with Amber and the baby. She looks like you, Jonny, Trina said. She has Amber's hair and eyes, but the rest is yours. You may have superior vision, but I think you're looking at her through filtered lenses. You may be right, Trina said. I've been enchanted since the announcement on Roraima. It was an awakening for me too, Jonny said. Until then, I was convinced it would never happen. Since she was born, my focus has been on her. That is, until I saw the transmission from Titan. The transmission from Titan is earth-shattering, Amber said. Until yesterday, it was the three of us. Now it's back to reality. This is the way of the universe, Trina said. It is what keeps us moving forward. Jonny and his crew were called to a meeting by the Titanic's captain and first mate. They all gathered in the meeting area near Jonny's office. 3 people, 2 men and a woman, appeared in a circular area in the center of the room. At the same time, Jonny and his crew appeared in the conference chamber of the Titanic in a similar way. I am Captain Edward Smith, the captain said. The man to my left is First Mate William Bill Murdoch. The woman to my right is Dr. Tara Morell. Bill and I will head this expedition. Dr. Morell will lead the medical team. If there are any survivors of the Titan exposition, they will most likely need medical care. Thank you, Captain, Jonny said. My crew is accustomed to working independently. They are very intuitive, and they are intelligent. You will find that, though they take instructions well, they do very well on their own. I advise you, Jonny, that due to the harsh environment of Titan, they should follow close to my experienced crew. Titan is far different than Mars, and adapting may be difficult. We are aware of the extreme differences, Jonny said. We have Trina, the woman from Alpha Centaurus, with us. She can adjust to many extremes and is known to learn quickly. The captain focused his attention on Trina. Trina? I was not informed that she would be on this expedition. I will be honored to have her aboard my ship and to have her work with my crew. I came along because my intuition told me that Jonny may need my assistance. I look forward to assisting him and his crew. Very well, the captain said. My ship may seem unconventional compared to the technologies to which you are accustomed, but it is quite sophisticated. Its highest speed approaches the speed of light. The first 3 days we will accelerate to maximum, and for the last 5 days we will decelerate until we are in orbit around Saturn. I will advise, the doctor said, the trip to Saturn space may be comfortable. There are energies emitted from Saturn that alter perception. Be aware of this while we are establishing orbit and landing. The effects are comparable to psychotropic drugs. Are you saying it isn't only gravitational anomalies of Titan, but energy waves from Saturn causing changes in perception? Yes, but not in waves, in pulses. The behaviors suggested by Linnea Rice may have been caused by these pulses of energy. They influence everyone differently, and in some cases not at all. This will give me opportunity to further observe human behavior, Traina said. I've been told that you catch on rather quickly to our idiosyncrasies, Tara said. I am looking forward to working with you as well. This will be an interesting assignment, Renzo said. It appears there will not be a dull moment. You will find that in the speeds we will be traveling, moments pass different than you're accustomed, the captain said. Are you referring to the Einstein time dilation effect? Renzo asked. Yes, and you will experience it firsthand, Captain Smith said. It can be a bit disorienting. I'm accustomed to traveling from portal to portal, Traina said. I am looking forward to the rudimentary form of travel. The groups on both sides of the holoprojection chuckle. The meeting ends with an air of satisfaction. Jonny urges Traina to join him at the mesa. He wants peace of mind from the nagging uncertainty that grips him at the beginning of each assignment. Your anxiety is understandable, Traina said. You are responding to a distress call from an acquaintance. We're going to a place that is remote and has been seldom visited by Earth humans until now. The robot missions have given a suggestion that some life forms may be there. We do not have a complete picture of the problem there, though we know it is grave. Thank you, Traina. I know what you are trying to do. I appreciate that you know me well enough that I need to be reminded of certain points of reference. I don't know why I want to consult the spirits. I suspect they will answer my questions only to leave me with a few more. Yes, I do understand you, Jonny. This time I need the same reassurance. Phobos and Deimos are making a rare appearance in the night sky, making an eerie glaze of light over the land. The two of them stand at the cliff face anticipating the appearance of the spirit. In a blinding flash, the spirit appears. Greetings, Jonny Strongbow, and your presence is always welcome, Traina. As you know, we are going into another uncertain mission, Jonny said. And as before, you have surrounded yourself with capable people, and you have Traina as a guide. The eagle flies over your head, and the wolf stands at your feet. I've dreamed of going to Saturn even before the advancement in technology, with the underlying hope that it would have been on my terms. You must prepare yourself, Jonny. Saturn is the most alive of all the celestial bodies. You also must realize that the solar system is a machine, with planets and moons as components of the machine. Their function is the mark of their existence. I'm sure by the time we reach Titan I will understand this. You will, Jonny, Traina said. It is clear to me now. Your assignments are in concordance to your will. The Titanic dominates the morning sky as it settles into its landing position. Jonny and his crew wait for it to settle and for its entry ports to open. The ship glistens in its majesty. The doors open, and the entry ramp positions itself. In a burst of speed, the eagle flies into the opening and disappears down the long corridor, and the wolf runs behind it along the deck. An automated voice welcomes them and urges them to come aboard. The crew walk into the ship and watch the doors close behind them. Captain Smith and his first mate stand to welcome them. Come along, the captain said. You all must settle in and get comfortable in your cabins. Jonny and Traina will accompany me and my first mate in the meeting room for a briefing. I am honored to have you aboard my ship, Jonny Strongbow, Captain Smith said, and your friend Traina is most welcome. Your work is renowned throughout the spacefarer community. Please, Captain, call me Jonny. Regard me as you would any of your passengers. I am only an ordinary Lakota fresh off the reservation. Very well, then, you may call me Ed. I'm here to tell you that the Titanic was released from top security status only a few months ago. The ship is designed to travel in the Kuiper Belt. Captain Murdoch and I served there for 2 years before taking this assignment. William Murdoch smiled. Since we are being informal, you may call me Bill. I am pleased to have you and the woman from Alpha Centaurus on board. Okay, Bill, Trina said. I prefer to be addressed as Trina. I am from Kalbo. I will not address you as the man from the Milky Way. I am a woman here to do a job. Bill smiled. I assure you, Trina, your services are much appreciated. It is time to get on with the briefing, Ed said. We are here to perform a duty. While we were exploring the Kuiper Belt, we learned a great deal about the solar system, in specific Saturn. Saturn has been known for its energy emissions since the late 20th century. What we discovered is remarkable to say the least. As you know, the Kuiper Belt looks a lot like Saturn's rings, only much larger, and it encircles the entire solar system. Kuiper's band sends a lot of energy to Saturn. Saturn, in turn, relays the energy to the Sun and inner planets, including Earth. This energy has been known to affect human behavior. Yes, this is common knowledge on Kalbo, Trina said. This is inherent in most star systems across the galaxy. The energies you are referring to are radio waves broadcasting at variant frequencies. This is among the theories derived from our studies. Saturn acts very much like a radio transponder, Ed said. Are you saying that this may have caused the events on Titan? Jonny asked. It may have been a contributing factor, Ed responded. This is part of the theory. It may have been a contributor, Trina agreed. Yet in many cases, it's apparent that these traits are brought to the surface and are already an inherent part of the personality. So you're saying that these energies affect personalities differently? Bill inquired. Yes, some more than others, and some not at all, Trina said. All in all, those engaging in odd behavior are still accountable for their actions. What she is saying, Jonny said, is the actions still involve a choice. The energies only enhance the temptation, like a drug lowering inhibition. We will take the energies in consideration, Trina said, while we assess the situation. So, Ed, you say the ship will take 8 days to get to Titan. Yes, and I assure you this ship is capable of the journey. It could, in fact, get to the Kuiper Belt in the same amount of time. The braking factor is taken into consideration. The last part of the trip is deceleration. We wait to get to a certain point before starting this procedure. I trust that with your experience, you can make it happen. After a few hours of deliberation, the crew gather in the dining area of the ship. The windows surrounding the chamber show a spectacular display of stars. Leaving Mars was impressive, Cindy said. First, we were drifting in orbit, and Mars simply whirled out of view. It seemed to meander before fading into a tiny dot. Yes, I saw it too, Martha said. It was mesmerizing. I've never seen anything like it. I got a nice insert for my holo productions, Renzo said. It was very impressive. I would think you'd be gathering imagery for a documentary of this mission, Cindy said. I am only just forming ideas for such a production. My predictive capabilities aren't as sharp as yours, my dear Cindy. I can see the wheels spinning in the sparkles of your eyes, Cindy said. I have no doubt that you will put it all together. Your last documentary was inspiring, Martha said. Your ideas on time travel seem possible. Cindy's insight was invaluable on the formation of that project. Thanks, but I'm still recovering from that assignment. I'm hoping this one won't consume as much of my energies.